Everybody, and welcome to the latest Streamulus. Today, we're yapping, y'all. We're just talking about the game. I love tier lists. I love putting on a tier list in the background while I play other games. I've been playing a bunch of Binding of Isaac lately, and there's a ton of really long, in-depth tier lists for the Binding of Isaac that I put on while I play that. And it makes it more fun and engaging a little bit. So why isn't there any of that for TEPPEN? Let's make some really long tier list content. Some overly long tier lists. I'm doing all the tier lists I can think of. But first, as is tradition here on the Sconchulus Scream, we must song. So I don't think this one's gonna be too bad. Let me just get ready, because I have to be ready right away. Let's make sure my stuff looks good. Hopefully it will look fine in a moment. Let's just start with song. Oops, I wasn't ready. Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just stoned? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. He said it's like a sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. She said my life's a bore. So quit my whining, 'cause it's bringing her down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Yeah. What's up, Samuel? We're just singing a little song to start stream off, and then we're gonna do a tier list. We're gonna talk about the decks in the game. We're gonna talk about all of the decks, and we're gonna say if they're good or not. We're gonna be talking about the game. We're gonna be just yapping tonight. Not any gameplay tonight, just yap. Tier lists I find to be a very chill form of content. I've been watching a bunch of Binding of Isaac tier lists lately, just because it's good content while I play my games. So I wanted to do the same thing for my game. You need better breath control? I'll work on it. I have asthma. I do have the asthma. That could be part of my problem. Let me try and use my inhaler real quick. But thank you for the constructive criticism. That's I like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the game, you guys. I think that the best decks in the game right now are the color purple. And we should start by throwing them up in a very well-respected tier rating of purple. Purple is pretty strong. The best deck in the game is Leviathan. Maybe not the number one deck, but that, and let's just talk about it. Let's talk about it. The number one players in the game are playing both. Lock is being played a little bit less than Explore right now. I think Explore is the top one deck. We're just going to start by talking about what the best deck is, and then we'll talk about the other decks. But the best deck, I mean, maybe that's spoilers. Maybe that's not how you're supposed to structure a tier list. Oh my gosh. Am I supposed to wait longer to get to the best thing, the thing that goes at the top? But regardless, I think that the best deck right now is definitely Mirage Decoy. And I want to talk about, I do have over here on the other side, we can talk about the actual hero arts. I do have another tab for that, but for now, I think we just talk about the decks themselves. Springs, the best finds are here. Oh, I hope my thing didn't freeze. I hope that this stream will be okay and not sus. Okay, it looks like my stream is still going. Sorry guys, I'm just Oh, I forgot to put on music. I forgot to put on some music. That was the other thing. I was gonna put on a little bit of song, a little bit of other music. So we're not just here in silence. Let's... Okay. We are listening to the Blaze Blue soundtrack tonight. Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud, you guys, but hopefully it will be just fine if I sit close to my microphones. I think that is a little bit too loud. I'm going to turn it down just a schmid. Sorry for this somewhat more scuffed... Oh, I turned it up. Okay. Hopefully that should be good. Oh, seems a little loud, but I think it will be good. We want to have some good background music, you know, so it's not just me here alone with you guys, but so I have a little bit of ambiance. I can't just carry all the vibes myself. Okay. But yeah, so the meta right now is... Let's throw up the third deck. Let's talk about what the meta actually looks like. Well, do we really want to just get down to brass tacks about it? What does the meta look like? It kind of helps describe what the other decks up in here are. It would be this guy. It would be Zombie. Core Zombie, he's the best card in the game right now. These are what I think are the 3 best decks right now, and then there's also one other that we'll get to later when we get to it. But the meta right now kind of boils down to either these really high impact combo games with lock, or it's these games with incredible inevitability where there's answers to everything and it only ramps up and drags out to minute 5, where you're either going to lose at 30 life to Revenge, or you're going to get... Explore has slightly enough inevitability to beat Revenge, I guess. Just barely. But these are the best decos. Revenge is OP. It's kind of awesome to see. I guess I should have taken this a little slower. I was just so excited to, like, talk. But I should, like, slow down a little bit. Explorer is a control deck that gets insane value once it gets its legendary online. And when it hits that legendary, the one that gives your whole deck +1/+1 and -1 MP, you're not beating them. And they have answers to everything really efficiently. Especially when they get to Tri-Seeds and stuff, it can basically be over just with Tri-Seeds before they even get the legendary. So it's the best control deck right now, even more so than Black, which is almost a little mid-rangey compared to how controlling Purple Explorer is. And Purple Explorer, I'm saying, edges out because that's what the top 1 player is, like, getting the best results with. The top 1 player seems to be on Explorer more than on Lock, so that's what I'm going to say is the best deck at the moment. Wah. I think this stream might be more scuffed than I had imagined. Let me know, guys, if this stream is too scuffed. How many frames am I dropping, I wonder? Ooh, quite a lot of frames. Should I do something? I had it set to really low settings to try to make it work better, but maybe this isn't working very good. Let's just keep going and hope it's alright. Sorry for the scuffed stream, guys. Maybe I won't do a tier list again after this one. Maybe I'll just do them myself and post them. Let's talk about Despair Whale Parish Tribes. This is kind of an acceptable deck. This deck is, like, not a good black deck, but it's acceptable. If you really love the deck, you can put up with how low power it is, and it's a control deck, so it can kind of play well in the format. And it can end at 30 life. I'm kind of convincing myself. I think it's dependent on the starting hand. Ooh, things might be kind of... Chat might be way farther behind than I thought it was. Oh, wait, no, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's dependent on the starting hand for Despair? Which deck is dependent on the starting hand? Oh my gosh. Let me think. I'll just keep talking about Despair. What? I feel like I'm convincing myself that Despair isn't a tier 3 rogue. I feel like we'll put it at the bottom of tier 3 for now. But it's unlikely that's going to stay there. Okay, it's not that far behind. Oh, here's the other deck that's top tier. This completes the trifecta of, like, what the I'm at work. Oh, okay. What's up, work people? I'm gonna try to be I'll try to be nice and chill and low energy for people who are... I mean, not low energy. I'm already, like, failing to be low energy. Talking about the first two? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Locke definitely wins if it gets the Locke wins if it gets the better high roll with Leviathan. And both of these decks play a ton of cards similar to each other. They're both playing, I'm pretty sure, Jury and Yuri. I think his name is Yuri. The guy who explores for handgun. And they both play Rose. These are... Okay, nice. Thank you for keeping me on my level. Despair's not a meta deck. We're talking about what is meta. Despair's not quite meta, but you can play it if you really love the deck. If you're really, like, you can get to, like, maybe 2k if you really, really try hard and are, like, specifically Harambe Bay could probably do it. Other than that, I think it's kind of a struggle hours for that deck. This deck was really hyped up for a second. There are a ton of people playing this. I would have put this, like, right here. This is Purple Faith. But I don't think it, like, really closes out games that much. I don't see anybody playing this anymore. I haven't been playing as much, but I was playing a lot the last 2 days, and I didn't see, like, a single one of these. I swear, like, in the last 2 days, I've played, like, at least, like, 30 games, and I didn't see any Mizutsunes. Probably more than 30 games. I've been playing a lot of, I've been, like, finally grinding Temptation. Let's put Temptation up here. This is, like, a low tier 2. Temptation! The new Halt deck. I mean, it's not new, but it's newly buffed. It's constantly being buffed again and again and again. So, the power level of Halt is kind of, like, good right now. I saw the rank 1 player on replays playing it, otherwise I would have put this in tier 3 if I'm being completely honest. But on the TEPPEN channel replays, the rank 1 player was playing this. So it kind of makes me think that it can be ranked, like, kind of well. I kind of think that they were playing... I don't know if it's the same player who is playing Explore, though, because they were both on Stranger. I'm pretty sure the Explore player is season champion. But I'm really bad with Japanese names, so I don't want to just start saying... Like, I have no idea who the players are because I can't read their names. But somebody was at rank 1 with the Watcher deck. So we really can't downplay. I don't think it's, like, on that same level as these top level decks, though. But it's really good, as long as you make room for, like, good interaction, like Jerry and Yuri were both in that deck as well. Those are, like, necessary to play purple right now, it seems like. Just to have answers to all of the... Just to play, like, a control deck, honestly. Which is weird, because this is not a control deck. This deck, to me, has a lot of big problems. Like, if you ever go up against Ascend or a way that, like, if you're up against this Thunder Edge deck, which has a bunch of bounces back to hand, you're kind of going to get boned. So even though the rank 1 player was messing around with this deck, I'm not putting it any higher than tier 2. But it is very strong. It has a very high power level. Fours, I don't know why I put fours on here, because realistically, fours is just Tribes. Let's put the next top meta deck up here. Tribes is, like, another deck that's, like, on the borderline of the top of the meta. Metal! Anyway. Halt can be... Halt can be not fun to go against, but I wouldn't count on it to get far against the top purple and black shenanigans. Yeah, I feel like the player that I saw beat the black player, but it wasn't like an amazing black player. Like, I legitimately think that the player who was rank 1 on replays was playing Explorer, and then they just wanted to mess around with Temptation because they were doing so good with Explorer. They were like, let's play a different deck and see if we can do as well with that. And surprised they could, because they're that good. But the deck is solid. The deck is very solid now. It's, like, there's just so many flaws. I don't know how they didn't run into them. So it really makes me think that they didn't get there with Halt, but that they were just playing it while at rank 1. Still, I'll give it the top of tier 2. It'll hold the top of tier 2. On the other hand, Tribes is one of the best decks that you can be playing. super, super consistent. More consistent than Locke. And this is a deck that is amazing at taking advantage of Purple's toolbox. It's gonna play... well, maybe it doesn't play Yuri, but it definitely plays Rose. I'm pretty sure you play Rose in this deck. I mean, heck me, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that you want to play Rose. You play Jury. Other fours. You probably play this guy in there. Like, I probably should just put him right next to there. Like, they're the same deck. It's the same deck. I don't know why I put them separately. I just was like, maybe fours is different. But I'm pretty sure Tribes is playing this fours guy when I really thought about it. So maybe we don't need to put this guy on the tier list. We'll see how it looks at the end. Spike Launch! This deck is really coming into itself now that Billion Sword is in the meta. I think that this competes with, like, anything. Not anything. No, it doesn't. Billion Sword, 2 families. I think that... I don't know why I was, like, so excited to, like, rate it so highly. I just wanted to, like, be excited for this deck. But it's definitely part of the meta. It can definitely beat most decks. I don't know how... Like, I feel like it's just, like, a tier 2... Maybe like, the top of tier 3. But there's a lot of ways to build the deck. Like, you can build it with 2 families. You can go all in on Nian. And some people play Dennis. I don't know about Dennis, but I think 2 I put Tinkale here to represent it. Because Tinkale is in every version of Sacrifice. No. But I don't know if the deck has been, like, solved yet. I don't know. We'll put it there for now and see where it ends up. Alright, Raging Demon. I kind of still want to talk about Sacrifice. Like, Spike launching at 6 damage. That's rough. That's rough to see. That does happen and it's rough. But it can do 14 damage. Why are we lowballing? It's easy to do 14 damage, too. Is it tier 2 or tier 3? I think it's, like, about as good as Faith. Maybe not better or worse. I don't know if it's better or worse, though. It's about as good as Faith. We'll just leave it there for now. It's got crazy inevitability with Billion Sword, and so much good board clear. It's just not solved how to play it. Like, it's like, do you play Mundus Spun to get more procs out of Tinkale to make it a 2 damage board clear thingy? Or do you play Psycho Power? Probably not, but somebody played Psycho Power like a season or 2 ago. I'm not super sure of what people are doing exactly with this deck, but it is really strong. Gil! Let's talk about a controversial deck. Ouroboros has a very high power level. I think it's better than Spike Launch. I think it's about as good as... It's amazing. This deck is super popular. Anybody can pick it up and succeed. You can hit, like, 1900 points easy with this deck with minimal experience. If you're motivated. Any point threshold it requires... Should I call her? Like, your mom? You should call your mom. It was Mother's Day a couple days ago. I hope you called your mom and said Happy Mother's Day. Should I call her? If it's your girlfriend, yeah. Say, what's up, baby? We chillin'. And then say, come chill with me, baby. Come watch this epic streamer, baby. And she'll be like, oh my god, that's so hot. You're watching a tier list? That's so hot. I've only run into noobs playing Spike Launch. Yeah, maybe it's not consistent. Maybe it's the top of tier 3. Dang, that's the input I was looking for, but it's like sad, because I think this deck is really cool and powerful. It's definitely the strongest thing we're going to rank in tier 3, I think. I don't think anything's going to be higher than that in tier 3. But Gil, this is the most brain-deadest deck ever. Uro is so easy, for real. But the problem is that it's actually pretty good. The problem is that last season people were totally getting above 2k with this deck. It took a while, but at the end of the season I was seeing people at 2k with this deck. I don't know if I've really seen too many people at 2k this season, though. Maybe because there's more explorers making it harder, and it doesn't have a very good lock matchup anyway. It's just good against, you know, I guess it's good against Revenge. And I'm pretty sure it's good against Thunder Edge, because you get to make them play second. Yeah, I feel like it's a strong deck. I feel like it's really good now. I feel like it's good now. It's borderline. It's super borderline. We'll put some more stuff up here and see where it ends up. It's like on the like radars. Okay, here's another... Do I want to talk about it yet? Let's talk about Explore first. Explore, I think, is kind of bad. This deck is like all good cards, though. It's like got like board clear potential. Like you can do 4 damage to the board, but is that enough? Is that as good as what Red Evidence is doing even? And Red Evidence is Struggle Hours. But okay, this deck efficiently puts up big numbers. Oof, cough. But what's wrong with it? Is it too slow? I think it's too slow. Like, if you're playing this slow, you're giving Explore time to get everything ready, you're gonna get deleted by Revenge. I don't think it's good enough. It doesn't have enough good single target damage to deal with Revenge or Explore. I mean... I think it's very sad how much weaker it is than regular Explorer. It's not a rogue deck. I'd say it's still tiered. But it's really struggling against those meta decks like bad. It's not doing good against the meta decks. Let's put this other red deck up here. I think Red Evidence is acceptable. Explore kind of got power crept. Yeah, like the numbers just don't do it this season. Like the numbers just are not there. Which is wild, because like all those cards are so good. Like Rashid is crazy. Rashid and No Music, No Life. It's just like too. It's not even. It's just playing TEPPEN in such a normal way. Like there's no big blowout. Like it's kind of kept up here by the fact that it has cards like Luke. Luke is kind of a great game ender. Luke kind of lets the deck compete. I feel like you need something like Luke to end the game. But like taking the time to spend 2 MP on Cheer and Rashid's great, but the cheers and stuff is like just too slow. I mean, I don't think it's there. Is Red Evidence tier 3 or Rogue, you guys? I'm not sure. From my last stream on it, it was like pretty acceptable. I don't think it was the worst thing. With Dan though, maybe I shouldn't have chosen Dan to represent it. It's pretty bad, right? Like, it's just like stalling to get to CEM, right? Like, the version I was playing was just stalling to get to CEM. It has amazing board clears. You got like 3 board clears per match, practically, or more. Let's put it at the bottom of tier 3 for now. I'll see what chat has to say, but I think it's like okay. It's like barely acceptable. It's like is it not acceptable to play Dan Hibiki? It can play. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah, it can play. Oof. Chat, no. I like this deck. This one is one that I thought was super fun. Every time I play this deck, I'm like, let's do it. Let's play some back and forth games. Let's fight for our lives out here and play for the next thing we're doing. Explore got power crept by green for Lee Fan and Harpuya, and purple for Jury, and black for every low-cost destroyer for them. Yikes. Yeah, it's definitely not working with all the destroyers, yeah. I think it's still tiered. I think it's still like, the dedicated players will get like 1800 rank at least with it, you know? Man, okay, I think we're knocking Dan down to rogue tier. Also, hi Scott, what's up there, Dragoon? I'm glad people are coming to hang out. That means the stream is of acceptable, like, it's not shitting the bed. I had this bad feeling that stream was gonna just collapse on itself. But so far, it hasn't happened. Alright, let's talk about Shard Shot. This deck is actually solid. This deck actually does kinda what you need to do. Green decks are trash until an update comes up. Really? Even this one? Even this one? Even the one that's the best? Is it tier 1.5? Is charge... Like, it's got so much inevitability. It's got the second best turn 1 combo behind Thunder. Let's listen to this beautiful... This beautiful cello opening. But no, I feel like I'm really overhyping it. Like, I'm just like there's one player who's doing really well with it. Kumo Mech did get to 2100 playing nothing but Charge Shot, and they're still playing, and they've dropped. Which doesn't matter. You got to 2100, you're a legend with Charge Shot. The deck can hit it. It's a strong deck. Let's be honest, Charge Shot is tier 1. I feel like it's good. Yeah, I feel like it's either going to be the very best tier 2 deck, or it's going to be tier 1.5. Because there's one player doing really good with it. That's kind of what it comes down to. But at the same time, I watched Goodmon Sun stream, and Goodmon Sun is like one of the best. It's either 1.5 or tier 2, you guys. It's definitely not tier 1. But I'll be a down player and say that I think it's barely struggling to get this high. Goodmon Sun is one of the greatest players in the game, especially creatively, and especially when it comes to green. Anytime there's an X deck, he's going to be good at it. And he was struggling to beat the meta. Like, he was getting crazy win streaks and then just getting, like, blown out, like, once in a while. He did not successfully climb that much higher than he was when he streamed the deck. So anecdotally, it's... You gotta be good. Anecdotally, you gotta be good. You cannot play green because it's too slow and takes a certain hand. Yes, this is a big thing that we need to... It takes a certain hand to get through matches. Also, every color got answers to it, and you have to know what they are doing in the deck. Yeah, it... I really feel like the tier list looks more like this than like this. Because, yeah, a lot of the time, one of you're going to get hit by Sherlock. You're going to get hit by Herlock Sholmes. I wouldn't play it, but if I had to play green, I would probably play Charge Shot. That's for sure the way to go. It is the best green deck. But I think we're looking at something more like this. I think it, like, struggles to actually top the charts. Like, I was playing a little bit ago. I was talking about Kumo Mech. Woo! What's up, Tori? The tier list is going well. I'm happy with how it's going so far. We're talking about if Charge Shot is actually... Yeah, I think it's tier 2. You gotta draw a specific hand. Really makes it suck. And all of your plays are like 10 MP all-in plays. While these other decks, like... The exception is this deck does play for 10 MP all-ins. But it also can get going just with throwing a 0 out there in Hero Art. That can win you the game on its own. And will, like, so often. All these other decks get started with just one card, while green needs 3 and 10 MP. It's powerful, and you're not going to beat it when it hits the combo. But it's rare, and, you know, it is beautiful, let's be honest. You gotta hit the combo like 2 or 3 times. I usually feel more comfortable playing a green deck. We'll talk about Samuel's green deck soon. It's over here. We'll move it up in the queue, but I don't want to talk about it yet because it's kind of not super strong. All right, let's talk about Black Frenzy. This is also like an okay deck. You can play this if you want to, right? Is it Rogue tier or is it? Has anybody seen this deck this month, actually? No, I'm hating. I think it's okay. I think I've seen this deck once or twice. Like, Kent is such a good card. That much inevitability is good. It can beat Locke okay. It could beat Locke pretty good last season. It could fight Locke at least. But no, it's really bad against Explorer. It is boring to play Charge Shot because it's the same thing every game. I don't know. I think Charge Shot... I think that goes... I guess that's true. I think that the setups are pretty unique. I think that you can go, like, the little MP Kaede guy. Haven't seen this one bit. I've seen Kumo Mech do some fun starters. Like, you start with the Maede Koede... whatever his name is, the Frozen Man... And then you go for Yoma, and then you go for you know, and then you go for the girl and Yomogi last. I like the concept of this stream. I've seen hero art tier lists, but I haven't seen deck tier lists and using one card to identify them. Yeah, I thought it would be a good different way to talk about things, because the hero arts, like, is so overgeneralizing. Like, I have them queued up here to talk about if we want to, but it's so overgeneralizing. I want to talk about every deck that there is, because some of these decks would, like, get skipped over. Like, let's talk about a deck that would be either Spike Launch, or would be Temptation, or something, or Devil Breaker. Let's talk about Bob Barbas. What were we just talking about? Okay, let's finish talking about Charge Shot. This is kind of actually a rogue deck, isn't it? Nobody's playing this, are they? Okay, we'll see how much stuff ends up in rogue, but a lot of stuff is getting gatekept by the meta being really strong right now. I think that everything that's tiered right now is, like, actually a meta deck, with tier 3 being, like, Struggle Hours. Bob Barbas is a cool deck. You can play Bob Barbas if you want to. You can play black-green Bob Barbas. Don't try to play the purple version. There's nothing good for purple. It doesn't have any good, like, ascends like it did in Limited. But the black version has a lot of good, like, inevitability with big units, like Bishamon and, Lord Raptor? I guess Lord Raptor's kind of good. Revenge Lord Raptor, the smaller Revenge Lord Raptor. There's something else good in that deck. Oh, there's, like, Nero Angelo, good beater. No, there's something good in the deck, right? There's, like, a good card in the deck. I don't know, I really like the black-green Bob Barbas, and this is my tier list. So I'm gonna say Bob Barbas, the black-green Spike Launch version, is kind of acceptable. Oh, it can play, like, Lesser Stygian is cool. It can play Lesser Stygian is really fun, and it can play Succubus. Succubus is the good card. I took a break for a few weeks. What'd I miss? It's a skippable season, honestly, dude. It's the same as last month. You gotta, like, really find a deck that you like to motivate yourself to play this season, I feel like. Like, if you're not clicking with Charge Shot, like, what's there to do this season? Like, I'm over it with Thunder Edge. I've broken up with Thunder Edge, mostly just because I played it so hard for 2 seasons in a row. I don't want to play it again. The big change is that oh no, I opened a new tab. Oh no, release the kids? Anything but release the kids. I ran into Green Purple Temptation and lost because they also had Maria, and you have to stop it before it gets out of control. With Bob? That's awesome. Wait, with Bob? With Bob Barbas or with something else? Just because we were talking about Bob Barbas, is it with something else though? The big change is that the meta is getting more control-oriented. Like, Explorer is the best deck, more so than Lock. Lock is a little high roll, a little inconsistent, but its power level is still insane. Everybody has to respect it, which is why Control is so good. Alright, let's talk about Raging Demon. Raging Demon, I think, is, like, one of the only other thing that I'll even, like, really consider putting on tier 1.5, I think. This is the only other top tier deck. But people aren't playing it as much, are they? Right? With Bob Barbas! Oh my gosh, a Bob Barbas anecdote. Yes, we can move him up a little bit in Rogue tier, in my opinion. That pons. Bob Barbas is so cool. I didn't even think about using it with Maria. The good decks from MSM. Yeah, I would say if we're talking about, like, Lock and Explorer and, well, the other best deck is Sekia from, it's Revenge Demons, I mean, Revenge Sekia from Great Steam Trial. So that's new cards. That's new cards that are OP. Alright, let's talk about, now we're getting down to the interesting decks. Some really interesting decks. Hard Valor is still balling, yes. Just barely. I think that one, honestly, just barely stays on at tier 1. I only have it up there because I saw the top 1 player playing it. So if you can get top 1 with it, I think it still deserves that top tier, and otherwise, red is not represented. We might move it down to tier 1.5, honestly, because it's noticeably weaker than the other two. I mean, not noticeably, but it is weaker than the other two. And it has the weakness of needing to be, like, a bit... Okay, I'm getting distracted. Let's keep moving. Getting too in the weeds. Let's talk about... Let's talk about Yawn. This deck has, like, fallen off, right? This deck is, like, borderline bad. Like, you're getting blown up before you get your Ascends going. Your Ascends are not high impact enough. And this guy's just getting deleted. Like, he's deleting, like, one thing and then he's gone. Like, he's really, really bad against Purple Explorer. No. I have the metal on too high of a metal mode, but it's metal as hell. So I can't stop myself. You know, it's like better than these. It's like on the same level as like these decks at the best, right? It's like it's not very good. All right, let's put our first deck into bad tier. I really hate to say this, but the turnabout the Desperate Jail. Red still has Human Burn until July. Yeah, but that deck is slow and decks out. That deck is amazing. That deck kicks ass. Let's talk about that deck. We'll put Desperate Jailbreak back for a moment. Human Burn is strong. This is a strong deck because it's the very best deck to go for the Red Joey Celestial Envoy Guard Captain Red combo. The loop. The insta-win loop. That's one of the few ways that you can outpace a Sekia player or an Explore player. The problem is if you're against a Lock player, you probably got beat before you got there. Same against a Thunder Edge player. So it's not... You know, it's kind of a divisive meta. Like, you can only prepare for one of these two things. But the combo is amazing, so it is great to deck thin just for it, even if you don't, like, pop off a Charlie super high impact. And I feel like Charlie's easier to play... Like, Charlie is not, like, the insta-game ender. He's not, like, the most single-defining thing in the game right now. Like, when I'm up against Burn, I'm not as scared against Charlie as I am scared of Red. And Joey. And... You know, I'm not that scared of Burn. Burn's not that scary. So Burn didn't get worse. Everything else got better. Burn... Yeah, I guess it is, like, Charlie does... Like, Charlie's not high impact enough to deal with everything Purple has. Like, against Explore, especially, and Revenge, like, they just have more in the tank. They have more efficient stuff just to, like, go off in more lanes. It's just not gonna happen. But it is the best deck to do the red combo, and that's worth something. Burn Rooster, red energy. Charlie went from S to A. I think we might rank legendaries depending on how much time we have. But yeah, he's not as good this time. We'll see. Maybe we'll just do like the this much tier listing because it'll have already been like an hour. We've been going for a little bit. We've been going for longer than I thought it would take, which is good. I like that it's taking longer to get into these cards. The Burn Rooster deck. I love the Burn Rooster deck. This deck is scary. I lose to this deck because it's played by a really good player. Really solid player plays Burn Rooster, or did last season, and I believe still plays Burn Rooster. Zippy36, Zippy Skitty is a really good player that is always playing an off-meta version of Thunder Edge. And this deck, like, KOs. This deck, like, gets, like, unexpected, like, insta, like, win combos, like, slightly better than the Hard Brawler version at times. Like, the Hard Brawler version, you can, like, play through a niche, but it's gonna, like, be a little harder to play through a full, like, Burn Rooster board, sometimes it feels like. With, like, the other guy up there, too. I don't know. It's, like, good. It's not nearly as good as Hard Brawler, but it's good. I definitely would not downplay Burn Rooster. And I like that I can rate it on my tier list, because otherwise you wouldn't even know that's a real deck. You would be like, Burn Rooster's not real. Alright, let's talk about some stuff that sucks. We've, like, everything else on here is gonna go in the sucks category, I think, actually, practically. Desperate Jailbreak Green. This is a deck that has to draw, like you're going all in on, like, 1 or 2 units, and then you're just getting removed. Cool intro to a song. Oh, wanna know? But it's inconsistent. Red Explorer fell off. It's too slow. It doesn't do anything unfair. Red, it's like you struggle to keep up with the aggro or the control of black and purple. Red Explorer is not that strong right now, yeah. If you want to talk about a deck that fell off, I mean, this was like used to be acceptable to play. This deck, like, it like is really hard to win with Desperate Jailbreak Green, and it sucks because these are fun cards that have a fun gameplay style. Like when you pop off with them, you feel like you should deserve to win. Big Goon Pen hours, you know it. We are gooning about the meta. We are yapping and gooning. Or some of us are gooning, some of us are yapping, I'm sure. That's just how it goes around here. I can't be responsible for everybody, but I'm yapping. Not gooning at the moment, just yapping. Big yap hours. But the gooners are welcome. Shouts out my goon squad. Alright, moving on. Yeah, this deck feels like it has good, like, win conditions. It has, like, good ways to put on pressure. But the control stuff is just too strong, and the aggro decks are gonna beat you before you can go for your combos. So you're not, like, winning against anybody. It's too high investment. Zinogre is also bad, but it's really fun, and it can beat people sometimes, and it's hilarious. Gooning about the meta is wild. You know, I can't explain what I mean by the things I say, but I do know that it be true. The Zinogre deck will hopefully be good soon. Hopefully there will be a new monster in the next set that will make this deck pop off. But you're playing it right now with the conscious knowledge that it's bad, I think. And it's worth playing as a bad deck. I have a blast with that deck. Catalina, a lot of people tried this out. This was supposed to be toxic. But it's too slow, and it's nothing on the level of Natsu. Like, playing full price for your cards the second time, and playing 5 MP for Natsu, for Catalina, it's bad. It's not gonna happen. And then, this is surprisingly a deck that is supported. This is like a deck that exists. There are cards for it, and they clearly would like them to be played, but they're not viable right now, and there's not enough cards to go with them. So Stream Trial really gave Black a glow up. It was struggling in MSM. Black is as good as Purple right now. Black is practically as good as Purple. Black can play on the same level as Purple, I guess I should say. There is a Black deck that can compete with Purple. If we're being as accurate as possible. But yeah, Sekia is running the game alongside these two Purple decks. This song is so cool. Alright, Breakaway. I put all 3 versions of Breakaway here. I don't think any of them are good though, because they slow you down. This one's kind of good. We'll give Hecuba like a rogue to. She's like bad, right? She's bad, isn't she? Infinite JP is really bad. It sucks to rate everything as bad now. But like, we're getting gatekept by strong meta. I don't know what to say. And my most sadness of all, Big Green I think is kind of bad. I don't think I've seen anybody playing this, and when I did, they got beat really bad. I beat them up. I think I saw one race of this season and it was like very low impact. I don't think it did anything. Sekia! Did you not know that Sekia got buffed? Maybe we should move on to Hero Arts. Alright, let's throw our last bad tier up here. Sekia gives minus MP to things now, so it's the most efficient hero art in the game, pretty much. It's like Yawn, practically. It gives stats and minus MP, so you're playing just the strongest stuff in the game. And maybe the shell wouldn't matter, maybe Sekia would just be good regardless. But there's a good shell for it. In the form of Revenge. Alright, I'm not rating this guy the 4 guy because he just would be in tribes when I really thought about it. Alright, I think this is what the meta looks like. I think this is the shape of the meta as it is right now. Big green is the one thing where I'm like, is that bad? Yeah, it's super bad. Like, while you're waiting to go for your starting big green play, you're getting hit by Leviathan. You're getting hit by Rose. They're setting up their revenge stuff to blow you up with great Bath Beheading. Low-key, I think Halt is tier 1. Halt could move up. Halt could move up to tier 1.5, but it could move up a little bit. That's for sure. Yawn, I think, is the really wild one. Like, Yawn was Groach just one set ago. For real. But without being able to go infinite with Natsu, like, and Natural Cycle, it's not as worth it. And I think the existence of Revenge really puts a damper on it, because that deck plays long way better than you do, and you're not able to keep up with everything. Like, it's just like, it doesn't have the same pressure that it did that season. Like, you're so focused on just, Cacti as, like, your single good card, that it's just, like, no pressure at all, while every other deck gets to run away with getting set up however they want to. Like, imagine any of these decks going up against Yawn. They're just running their game plan. They're getting to the end of the game, doing whatever they want, and they're shutting down the early game really fast. Like, it's not fair for Yawn. Yawn could maybe move up a little. Let's see. These are... Alright, let's see. I think this is actually more like this. Would anybody argue with me if I moved Thunder Edge down to 1.5? Would anybody, like, think that's cap? Because I think it's 1.5. I think it's part of the meta, but it's not the top of the meta. And then are all these tier 2 decks, are all of these tier 2 decks, like, tier 2, like, oh, I almost don't know about this one. I think it's like that. And I think that's what all the decks in the game look like. Let's try to do Hero Arts really fast. Alright, Fight Against Inner Demons, you can play it if you want to, but it's not good. You can play it with tribes, but you'd be crazy. This one's bad. Hopefully they buff it soon. It doesn't need to be buffed that soon, though. Ebony and Ivory, it's not that good. I mean, wait, no, it's really good. You can play it in, like, the best decks in the game. It's solid. Temptation, we just talked about. This deck is really good. No more Hadoken. Hadoken, you can play it if you want to. Not that good, though. Kind of slow. Low impact. You're not playing CEM. Let's talk about CEM. I'm gonna go fast. Gotta go fast. Fast. It's fast time. We spent a lot of time on that first part, and this is gonna be kind of retreading some ground. Dungeon, please buff it! I was looking. I didn't know what the CEM Thunder label was. This is tier 2. This is the best thing you can be doing for Red other than Thunder Edge. Thunder Edge is amazing. Strike Shot, we already talked about it. It's really good. It has a lot of inevitability. It's the only good green thing to do. Nothing else for green is worth doing besides Strike Shot. So let's just put everything else for green in like a low tier. There's a green. There's a green. This one is bad. Super irrelevant. It wouldn't even be relevant if we were going wide. This is good for cheese, but it's bad. It's not good. It should be buffed. But it's toxic, so I don't know if they should really buff it. You know, let's put it in buff ASAP. Choral Orchestra. It's too slow. Catalina, we put it in bad. We said but Catalina was bad. This is good. This is, like, acceptable. This is, like, Japanese Shapow. This is, like, a fast version of Lock. It's, like, pretty good. It makes mouth sounds. Devil Trigger's terrible. It's, like, the worst shit ever. Nobody wants to play Devil Trigger. This one is, like, borderline good. It's, like, borderline as good as the other things. These are, like, borderline, like, the best things you can be doing. This is terrible. Oh my god. Coral is bad! Maybe I'm capping, but, like, the Catalina deck, I shouldn't switch tabs. I think that that's going to mess with my stream. I'm not going to switch tabs anymore. I just switched tabs twice. That probably just lost me a bargillion frames. But the only way to play Coral is, like, what are you doing? Are you really playing life gain in a meta where there's, like, a deck that already ends at 30 life? Like, Sekia is so busted out the wazoo. It's, like, unbeatable. If you're trying to play life gain, you're just gonna get run down while losing to the same thing but better. Like, I don't think it has any advantages right now. I haven't seen anybody try green-purple. That would be cool. Green-purple with Jury, maybe somebody should try that. I should try that. Maybe I should try that later. I've been playing what... Where's Ouroboros? Let's raid Ouroboros. We already talked about it earlier, but... Ouroboros is carried. But I think Ouroboros is pretty fun. I gotta keep going fast. But I've been playing, like, green Ouroboros. Like, I just threw, like, Yuri in there. Just a random single copy of Yuri, and that's been fun. That's been fun to just fuck around with. Not, like, super good, but it's been fun. Alright, this one's bad. Breakaway, we can put it in Rogue tier. This one's acceptable. It doesn't need to be buffed or anything. It's not that bad. I mean, they're bad, though. I mean, it's bad. Flunderblade, please fix it. It's bad. These ones are bad. The green ones are bad. Oh god, the green ones are bad. Hey Nico, it doesn't need buff, but it's bad. Genesis, it's bad, but I don't want to rework. Explorer's Rogue tier. This one is Rogue tier. It can play like Explorer, or it can play Burn, or it can play Evidence. I like Rocket Launcher. Rakoha is bad. This is so sad. There's so much stuff that's not good because of what's good. I'm just being realistic, but like a lot of this stuff is like pretty dang bad. So you can, it's bad. Did I turn my music off by accident? Nope. Just lag. Wrath of Roken is bad. Wrath of Roken needs reworked. Great Divine Intervention. Wait, okay, let's talk about these a little bit. Let's talk about them a little bit. Blazing Wall, you can play this with Evidence. There's a player on the Discord who likes to play this deck. They like it with Umi. It's good with Umi, I guess. In Evidence, it's cool. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's move it up in bad. It's like a good bad. You know, it's like decent. Dive Attack is Rogue tier. It's acceptable. Yay! An acceptable, a good hero art. Yay! Oh yeah, maybe Devil Breaker can be moved. Devil Breaker doesn't need to be bad. But at the moment, green is bad. So we'll just move it up. This is Rogue. This can play Frenzy. Frenzy's acceptable. This deck is good. This is a good deck. It's like tier 3 or tier 2. Okay, wait. Spike Launch is tier 3. Finally, we're getting stuff that's playable again. Nergigante is a playable character. Nergigante can get good rank, and you can win and beat people with Nergigante in multiple ways, in like any of his hero arts are good. Isn't that a fabulous, beautiful thing? Where's the last one? Oh, I put it there. All of them get a different placement. Wait, Change Form, is that one good? Wait, Change Form is like the least good one. Bum, 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 bum. Freaking badass. Okay. We're getting unhinged with just throwing stuff up here. Is this how people make tier lists? Is this what a tier list is supposed to be like? I think I did a good tier list for the first hour, and now I'm just like, oh, fuck this. Just like put things on a board, we'll call it a tier list. Raging Demon is fantastic for its iconic 2-for-1. And it can do a pretty good 2-for-1 right now with Rao. You can play down a Rao, and then you get set up. Remember what Schoolyard Devil Breaker was doing? That's such a disgusting deck. Yeah, that doesn't make it Rogue tier. We can say it's the strongest thing in bad tier, but it doesn't make it Rogue tier. It doesn't have anything that it can play right now. It's like big sucks right now, but yeah, it's really strong. It's the thing that gives the highest amount of attack, which makes it a ticking time bomb. But sadly, it's not playable right now. Despair, we agreed that this is a rogue deck. This is a pretty good deck. Dancing Dead, this one's pretty good. You can play that with Revenge. Dark Invitation, this one's pretty okay. You can play it with Frenzy, but it's not as good as Spike Dive Bomb. Hadoken is the best one here. Alright, where's Wesley Boy? Where's the Wesleyan? Alright, he is the best. He is the best. If you're not playing Sekio, you're playing Dark Destruction if you want to be a top tier player. If you want to top the charts, you're playing Sekio or you're playing Dark Destruction. Ashura Senku, this is probably like acceptable. Ba, 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 ba. So badass, oh my god. Alright, I think this is what the Hero Heart tier list looks like. Denjin I would love to see buffed because you can play it with evidence. It would be really fun to play it with evidence and give +1s to that card that hits multiple times. There's 2 cards that hit multiple times. You could have 6 copies of cards that are good inherently to buff with Denjin. As a casual, this seems right. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that sucks right now, and it's a bummer. I want more stuff to be good. I really rushed that part. We did that part in like 10 minutes, right? Let's go back and look at what it is. Okay, so Mirage Decoy. This is over-centralizing. This is making the game... this is what the game is about right now. Is playing a deck that can beat Mirage Decoy. You play around Mirage Decoy, you play to beat Mirage Decoy. The things that are strong because they're good with Mirage Decoy. The other things that are strong because they can beat Mirage Decoy. That's just kind of how it is right now. It's very over-centralizing. Borderline over-centralizing are these two. Thunder Edge is clearly a cut above everything else that Red has, especially when it has a deck tailor-built for it. Same for Sekia. That's just better than everything. Like, the value of using Sekia is massive. You will use Sekia on 2 of your own units and none of your opponent's units on cooldown because of the MP and the attack boost. It is just valuable to proc Hero Art. Obviously, you would like to get, like, one of your opponent's units once in a while. Yeah, green has fallen off. It sucks to be a green player. It's the return of black has really done it for us. And purple remaining just as strong. I mean, Jury didn't get nerfed. Jury remains like a huge issue. Sorry, it's just making sure we've been streaming for 1 hour. So we have time to do the legendary cards. Since we normally go for 2 hours, I think rating every legendary will take about 1 more hour. We'll fill this out. It took like the right amount of. I'm happy with how long this took. This didn't take very long. Genjin has sucked for so long after like 2 seasons of dominance 3 years ago. Dude, I just barely caught the tail end of Genjin. It was hype. Let's be honest, Genjin, it was toxic, but it was kind of like a cool, like, alternate gameplay style. Lemon darn purples and blacks. It's a tale as old as time with TEPPEN. Purple and black at the top. Green is not even represented. Alright, let's go back and make sure, because I feel like this one is the more, well put together one. We spent more time on this one. Let's make sure this one looks right. I think it still does. Now that we've put the other tier list up there. Oh yeah, this is tier 1.5, it just feels right. I'll bump this up. I'll even bump that up. So see, Ouroboros and Spike Launch could drop down to tier 3, right? But they're good. We'll just leave it as is. Alright. Okay, we're getting in the weeds about it. I don't know why I'm overthinking it. Wrath of Woken has been nerfed since 2019. Justice for my boy! Justice for my boy! Alright. Since we're still hanging out, we're still gonna be hanging out. Let's move on to the last set of cards. Let's move on to the final tier list. I promised ranking everything. I promised ranking every meta deck, every hero art, and every legendary card currently in the game. So that means we are on to stage 3. The ratings of the legendary cards. We'll try. I'll go fast with the start, and then we'll like slow down and take it in and like really savor the cards. But at the start here, like, what do I have to say about FDR? He's not really played in anything right now. I love my president though. Greatest president ever, FDR, I suppose. Is Ryu a C tier card? Oh my gosh, this is such dramatic placement. No, he's like a B tier card. He's still like good in my heart. This is like better than Ryu though. This is like a better card than Ryu. Like Ryu is like a C tier card. Alright, moving on. This is like a D tier card. If you're playing this, you're playing it because, I don't know why, but you're playing it because you like it, I think. This is a cool theme. This was a theme for Hibiki. He was the guy I tried to main, but Blaze Blue was really hard. Legendary Seal. There is the Legendary Seal. Do you want to rate the Legendary Seal already? There you go. The Legendary Seal is an F. Normally I'd give it a D, I think. I think I normally give the Legendary Seal a D. Alright, Hadoken. You'd rather be playing like Believe in Me. There's not enough room in decks for Hadoken. Hadoken is like a low C. It's like a low C tier card. Man, X is not doing anything. What are you doing if you're playing X? What deck could you possibly be playing X in? I guess Growth. Based on the tier list we had earlier, you'd be playing him in Growth. And that was like a bad tier deck. Aww. Well, we can talk more about it, I guess. I mean, like, I've played this card in the past. I've gotten wins with this card. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun card. If you use it on the card we'll talk about later, if you use it on Yuri, C1009 billion Yuri, Toxic Yuri, he goes up to enough to kill in 2 hits with Hyakuretsu Kyaku. That's pretty awesome. But you don't want to be doing something that insane this season. There's a lot of destroys and banishes and stuff. You don't want to do that. Please don't do that. Green is really weak. He can function in Growth 5s always. Yeah, that's why he's like not F tier. This is also a card where it's like, it only does what it says on the tin. It's not doing anything special. X is at least like supporting something, but Chun-Li is just doing her own thing like to herself. Alright, Roaring Typhoon. I don't think there's any flight units in the meta. I have seen random X appearances from Green this season. Yo, we're bumping him up. If there has been a single X sighting, we're bumping him up. Bottom of C tier. The very, very bottom of C tier. We'll put a tier between him and Chun. This card is completely different now. This card is 4 MP and a 4/5. I think it's pretty good. I think that you can play this in Bob Barbas. You can play it in Green Purple Bob Barbas. And somebody anecdotally said they got beat by Green Purple Bob Barbas earlier. So we gotta give respect to... This card's better than Ryu, I think, at the... Is it? Is it really? Alright, let's not get too crazy. It's like on the same level as Ryu. Alright, Demon Hunter Dante. I see this card once in a while, but I think it's usually bots. Wait, you know what? I got beat really hard by Dante. I'm trying to think of what else was in their deck. But I got beat really hard by a Dante player, and I don't remember what made it happen. Was it Blood Destiny or something? I don't remember. But I remember I remember I got beat by a Dante a while ago. So you know what? I'll give... Well, I was playing Charge Shot, because Charge Shot doesn't have that much interaction. I think I was playing Halt or... I think they were playing Halt or something. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just kept halting me. That's not very good, though. That's like a meme. Double Trigger's pretty awesome. I'll give this card, like, a good rating. Like, it's good in Halt. I'm gonna give it a B+. It's crazy how we had impossible to kill cacti boards 1 meta, and now we're control heavy. Yeah, I long for those mid-range days. There was more stuff that you could play. Like a combo, like, I don't know. There was a lot of aggro with like Devil Breaker going around, and there was, I don't know, it feels like it was more varied meta. Things are getting choked out this meta. Double Trigger, I just like it. You know, I just like it, so it's gonna get B+. Brainwashed is okay. It's not that good, but it's okay, right? I don't know. I'll give it a B tier, I guess. The Funny Wesker, it still doesn't do anything. It still kills itself, usually. It's like a little better than Chun-Li, I guess. And this is, like, probably the best, like, D tier card. It sends your whole deck away. I don't know what deck wants to send its whole deck away. There isn't one. Not even Ouroboros wants this. It does at least send it to the graveyard, so that's good. But it's way too random, and there's no way to take advantage of its upside. Alright, the Revenge card I think is playable, though. I think this is, like, more playable than Ryu. Once again, I feel like Ryu is, like, not, like... Ryu is not doing much. But this card is kind of okay. You could play that card if you want to. And then, like, you can play it in Revenge. It, like, increases your Revenge count, so you can play My Harmonica, and My Harmonica is solid. Do you want to use the one deck slot on this card? Not really. It's a crazy pop-off for Sekia, for being honest. It gives you a bunch of 2/3s for Sekia. That's kind of sick. It's the best card in C, for sure. It's better than Ryu. I don't feel too controversial saying it's better than Ryu right now. Alright, then we'll throw Blood Destiny up here. Nurg is so cool. Nurg is awesome. I love his effect. I love what he does. I love his new secondary effect. But it's just not for anything. Like, a lot of these core buffs that they create, they, like, make a really cool card. Like, and that's just not for anything. Like, the new Lady isn't for anything. The new core Lady buff. The new core Cardinal, he was good with Limited, but now that Limited's gone, he's, like, not for anything. The core Zangief, the growth Zangief, is, like, definitely not for anything. I don't know. But this is, like, the best example. Like, what was this core buff for? It doesn't do anything. There's no good deck for it. It's so cool, though, that it's, like, it longs for a home. Alright, let's immediately talk about cool, exciting cards. Charlie Nash is, like, a banger of a card. Like, I feel like he's still, like, an A-tier card. Like, even though his, like, he's, like, an A+ tier card, right? Like, he's, like, gonna be, like, the bottom of A+. Like, he's, like, the linchpin of his deck. Like, just because his deck is weaker doesn't mean the card is that much weaker. At worst, he's gonna drop down to A. But we're already talking about cards that are broken. This card's amazing. The deck is crazy. But maybe I'm just overhyping him because when I look at him, I see power. I see the power of losing to him when he was the best deck. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say if he's really that good. Guard Captain Red, I think, is one of the best things that Red can be doing. I think you really need this card to survive as anything other than... Is it like an A-tier card? Top of A. I forget he exists until he clears my board. That's a skill issue problem. Self-report. The second you play against Burn, you should be like, alright, Charlie is coming. You should be like, Charlie is gonna come. But that's fair. He's definitely not that relevant. Burn is like, yeah, and he's like easy to deal with now. Well, when he was the best deck, he's just not the best deck anymore. And you can play through him. Like, any of these top decks can play through a Charlie. He's, like, really good. But Joey's better. When we get to red Joey, Joey will rank better than that. Joey will be the A+ card, I think. Alright, the Surprise Circus. Burn usually dies too quick. Yeah. If we're really rating it by how strong the deck is, Burn isn't quite as good as the other decks. Oh my gosh, it's final boss time. This is the final boss theme. This song loops on repeat while you struggle to beat the final boss because you're not good at the game. And you're just playing arcade mode because it's cool. Like, when I hear that guitar riff starting over in Because I Lost, like, comes back to me. The one-off times are just oof. The one-off times where it beats you are, like, crazy, yeah. I think Burn is a good deck. Yawn and Coral could deal with Charlie. That was kind of like a fun meta. Like, looking back on it, like, yeah, playing again, like, Feline, he's not very good. He's kind of low impact right now. Am I having an issue right now? Is everything freezing? Did I just die? Did my music just died? Oh my gosh, my internet just did a fart. Everything just briefly shitted itself. Well, we're back. Let's get back into the thick of it. Where did I put the... He's better than D tier. This is like a better X. This is like a retrain of X, but like slightly better. So we'll put him slightly above X. Now this card, I think, is one of Green's coolest cards. Back when Yawn was like top tier, this was one of the like difference makers for Yawn. Was how difficult it was for Mirage Decoy to deal with this deck. And Mirage was like slowly emerging as the best way to beat Yawn, while it has now like grown into itself as like the #1 thing. Am I like having like major technical issues? No, it seems like we're working. It seems like it's working. I think this card is super solid. Not as much this season maybe, but you only need one buff to make it pop off, and it's like a big pop off. You only need to heal it once, and you can do that with like Chef, not Chef Muscular, but you can do it with Basque Attendant can level this guy up. I think that seems kind of decent. It's about on the level of Rathalos. Alright, Perfect Partner is freaking awesome. This card is still strong. This card is in Charge Shot. Kumo Mech plays this card in their version, and it's game winning. That's one of the best cards in the deck. Oh, you know what? He also plays this in his version, in their version. I don't know Kumo Mech's pronouns, so I will just default to there. No, the cat is good because it enables Perfect Partners, which is game winning. Alright, the cat, it gives HP to your board, which is more important, which is better than X giving it to 1 unit, so it's... Let's move it up a little higher. Let's put it in B+, because it's in the best green deck. This is one of the few good green legendaries. It's kind of the top of B, right? It's the top of B. Holy shit, metal. This guitar solo is crazy. Alright, this card is a great blocker. This card, I lose to this card. This card, like, kills anything. It's in Tribes. Tribes is, like, a really solid deck. I don't know which is higher. I don't know which cat ranks higher. Do either of these cats go to B+? I feel like one of these cats is, like, better. No, they're both, like, decent cards. They're both not really the strongest card in the deck. Oh, man, the Freezer Frost Walrus. This card is not playable. This card does not function. I don't know what this card is supposed to be summoning that's high impact. But it's not working right now. For 8 MP, it sucks. Don't play Frost Walrus. Sadly. And on the other hand, a card very similar to that summons things for like a big cost. Zamtros is amazing. Definitely play this card if you're playing like Ouroboros. I would say that the Zamtrios, I'm tired now. I'm at the part of stream where I'm like a little tired and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a lot of cards left to rank. 2 hours of tier listing is a lot of tier listing. But we keep it up. We keep going. We will keep going. But the Zamtrios is not played in the top black deck. It's not played in Revenge, so that keeps it from getting higher. But it's pretty damn good. It's like an Ouroboros. It's like a damn good card. That's a Zam good. What am I saying? Why didn't I say Zam? Embarrassing. Oh my gosh, Great Escape. Let's put this up at the top. Let's make this our first like S tier card. I don't know what else. I actually do know what else is gonna be S tier. There's gonna be like 1 or 2. I put it up there, then I don't even talk about it. Great Escape is more copies of all your cards, and it's a ton of MP. It's like the best interaction. It's like a deny for whatever your opponent is doing. It's like free MP. It's like everything in a package. And then you have to worry about whatever you just made, returned again. Like if they return Maria, then you have to deal with Maria again probably. If they return Jury, then they have more Juries. It just gives you a bunch of value and flexibility for a color that's all about that. It lets you play TEPPEN really well. Winning an action phase cheaply, letting you do more things with more cards, clearing up your board to make more plays. It's amazing. It does everything. It's the definition of an S tier card. It never won't be an S tier card. Unless purple is like unplayable, but even then the card will still be amazing, I think. Escort to Freedom. This card is so awesome. But its deck's not that good, so it's like a B tier card, right? It's better than Brainwashed. Osric is too expensive now that we have Dirge of Death. So I think he's a low B tier, if not like a high C. I think I give him a C for now. Like, I don't know if he's that good. We'll come back and double check later. Oh my gosh, Double Impact. I love this card. I think this is an S tier card. But it is balanced by having, like, the 2 sides. It is a 2-sided card. So it might just be A+. Because it does have a little bit of a downside. And red isn't as strong. Let's just put it at A+ for now, but letting you, like, turn anything you do... Like, it's practically, like, clearing their board for the next 30 seconds just effortlessly. Or it gives you 30 seconds of MP to charge. It gives you 9 MP, practically, if you use it on yourself. Both sides are amazing. It's such a well-designed card. So cool. Explorer. We ranked this deck pretty low, but we also mentioned that Luke is amazing. Luke is the best card in Explorer, pretty much. This is the card that ends the game. He's hard to kill. He punches way above his weight. He's like he's like the kind of card you need to make your deck good. If you are that type, if you're playing like you need something unfair like Luke, that like ends the game out of nowhere and like spirals to make Explore good. Explore is too fair other than Luke. It's too slow. Which is weird because it used to feel unfair. But I would like it if the power level were returned to the level of Explorer. And Kimberly. This card was so hyped on release as being like better Fate-Defying Ryu. And I guess it might be. It might be better Fate-Defying Ryu at the moment. But I still think she's C tier. She's not super fast. She's not super... I might put it below FDR. I'll put it just above FDR. Just barely above FDR. I think it's worse than Osric. It's not clearing your board guaranteed. It's not doing anything guaranteed. In fact, it kind of isn't guaranteed to like... Like, if you're winning and you're doing good, then this is a good way to put the screws on. But if you're trying to come back, she can't block. And she has agility, but she doesn't have rush. So people have time to deal with her. I feel like she is worse than FDR. She's not that instant removal smell like Ryu is. Alright. How many cards are left? Oh my gosh. Not that many. I'll just keep telling myself that. Mad Charging Trio is... I wonder if Kumo Mech plays it, but this is a great card. This is one of the most universal answers. Man, I should have only ranked it the first half of the stream. Now I'm like losing steam. Losing stream. So the guffness is coming from the fact that I'm tired now, rather than that the stream looks bad. Because the stream looks fine, I think. But I'm losing energy. Anyway, Madly Charging Trio, I think, is amazing interaction. Like, it's hard to... But green kind of sucks. It's not really winning you the game, and green... its cards need to be combo cards right now. Like, you're winning on combo, you're not winning on... And your interaction is in your hero art with Charge Shot. That's all you can do with green right now is Charge Shot and go for combo. So I don't know if you... Madly Charging is probably necessary, but it's not amazing. We'll still give it A. And we'll see if any of those cards move up to A+. I don't know. Those are some really good cards. Man, Frank is stank. Frank is a not very good card. His deck sucks, and he is even worse in that deck, where he rarely pops off. Although I guess he has a high ceiling, but he still rarely pops off. I guess he pops off often enough since his buff. We'll give him the bottom of C. Chun-Li, is this card played in Charge Shot? If not, then it's not very good. But it will probably be good in the future. It's good interaction, and you can play it in Charge Shot. It seems like a way that you can play around Mirage Decoy, but not the best way. People are playing Felicia instead of that. At least Good Monsun is playing Felicia. Kumo Mech is just all in on the combo stuff and consistency. So I don't think they have room for Chun-Li. So I think I'm going to give it the top of C tier. Jamie, this card rules! You can play this in Mirage Decoy. Easy. You can just play this default in, like, good Mirage potential. What's happening? Okay, we're back.